The beginning of a new US administration on Thursday brings fresh challenges for Australia's foreign policy, namely relations with China. Some experts are also warning that China may capitalise on the current American chaos to assert its claim over Taiwan, an island of 25 million people. It's now openly threatening to invade.
A stone's throw from China's hulking mainland is Taiwan, a tiny modern democracy. In 1949, nationalists fled here after losing control during the Civil War. Under the One China policy, the Chinese Communist Party has passed a law to reunite Taiwan with the broader country.
It's never been governed by the Chinese Communist Party.
But with Beijing openly practising invading the island of 25 million people, defence experts are worried what could happen next at a time when America is perhaps worst placed to respond.
I think this gives the Chinese Communist leader Xi Jinping an opportunity to see how far can he push his luck. And I would fully expect that we'll see some sort of crisis along the Taiwan Straits in the next few weeks, which is really all about China saying to Taiwan, hey, we are your longer-term ruler.
The question we've got to keep asking ourselves, and which America is asking, is how far does China want to go?
Retired Major General turned Senator Jim Molan says democracies right now are on edge, especially in the region.
The American military machine will be prepared for every eventuality. Japan will be prepared for every eventuality. South Korea will be prepared for as much as it can.
Because to lose Taiwan would leave South Korea, Japan and the Philippines vulnerable. Jim Fennell was the former Director of Intelligence and Operations for the US Pacific Fleet. He warns Australia is also at risk.
You're in a dogfight right now economically with the PRC. They're coming after Australia, trying to shut you down economically. And if they have this ability to be able to freely operate their naval forces outside in Taiwan and into the Philippine Sea, there's a real possibility within the scope of 25 years, China could, if they wanted to, isolate and blockade Australia,
bringing into question the reliability of allies.
If the United States doesn't come to Taiwan's defence, it's the end of the American alliance system in the Pacific.
If America is called upon to act, it's likely Australia will be too.
China would be working on the assumption that one or more Australian submarines could potentially be in areas that they're interested in.
Joe Biden hasn't even entered the White House, but there are already calls for our Prime Minister to fly to Washington to sound out the incoming president's intentions for the region, at a time our PM calls the most volatile since World War II. International affairs expert Michael Wesley is more optimistic.
China is probably quite looking forward to a Biden administration. It would like to turn a page with a Biden administration. I think China would see the 4 years of the Trump presidency as being rather bruising.
Others see the short term as a concern.
Look across the world. Suppose Russia does something silly. Suppose Iran does something silly in the Middle East and America has to send forces there. What might China say? Well, this is a good opportunity, isn't it? Might they say? What might North Korea say? Well, we don't want to miss out on something, so we do X.
2021 could yet be a game of brinkmanship where nobody dare blink. Jonathan Lee, Sky News, Canberra.